family, welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles come into today's matchup wanting to find a way to walk out of the stadium with win number 5 on the season. It's the Bears going up against the Eagles. With that, let's get out to Lincoln Financial Field. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are just off I-95 at the home of the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field on the south side of Philadelphia. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod. And with this offense, one guy to key in on defensively is Kevin White.
Had to battle injuries at the start of his career, but boy, he's ready to fulfill his promise. An absolute beast downfield.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And to give this time to the tailback. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And the defense now for the Eagles.
Michael Kendricks is an inside linebacker who can roam sideline to sideline and make plays.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. So opening drive, 3rd down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on 3rd down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well.
And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
So many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Finding time. And that is incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On play action, now Bortles. And that is incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Shift together here from the D-line. Now Wentz throwing on second down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8 and moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And here's a look at the starting offense. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Back that it up, Philly. Here we go.
Wentz to throw on second down. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The starting 11 defensively for the Bears.
Telvin Smith is a college safety who's transitioned very well to outside linebacker in the NFL. He runs down most plays.
And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down. 5 yards to go. Throwing now is Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic. So anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even add a little.
And it's intercepted. Taking it right down Broadway. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, he tried to get rid of it. Pressure was coming right in his face, and it turned out to be a bad thing.
And it's so easy to be critical of him in that spot. But when you have all those people bearing down on you, probably his last thought was just get rid of the ball. Give them what they want. Unfortunately, he gave it to them too well. Picked it off, ran it back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Wentz now on first down. He finds Aguilar over the middle. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, That's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now Wentz on the bootleg. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Now Wentz on third down. And Huff wheels it in. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
2nd and 5.
No. Check. Patriot. Check. All right, here.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle to Smith. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. And here we go on 1st and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. This will be caught at about the 6. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On first down, Bortles. Buying time to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And that'll bring up second down. Second down following the incompletion. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Here's Bortles to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And Jeffrey's got it. Alshon Jeffrey, the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Alshon Jeffrey, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, you're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tall.
And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
Play fake. Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. The Bears Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And they'll go with the ground attack here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They come up in an offset eye. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. It's brought in by Kevin White. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. A big play there on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Bortles now to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And they'll go on the ground. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And he fires one, but incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded at about the 28. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Brief break in the action here. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. They'll come out in the pistol. On second down, here's Bortles. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Throwing his Bortles on third down. Shreds the tackle. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Nigel Bradham able to drop it for a loss of 12. And it'll be fourth down. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Their dangerous wide receiver, 92 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6.
Let's just call that play what it was. Bold, dashing, daring, and a big-time return for a touchdown.
Fielding a punt inside the 10. Most coaches, they frown upon that, don't they?
They really do. I do know some special teams coaches who say, okay, I'll let you go to about the 8, and you're right in that gray area, and he made that play work in a massive way.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
There we go now. Green, 90.
Bortles now on first down. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. Looking deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. Now a play fake. Bortles. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
1 receiver left, 3 to the right.
There we go now. Black 58, red. Black 58, red.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Here's the backup running back, Carlos Williams. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football on the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Chicago. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here as we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Let's go!
Wentz to throw on second down. Ertz over the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Check 13. Check 13. Single receiver. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Single receiver. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
In motion goes Huff.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Alert, flare. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
On second down, here's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Here we go now.
They go play action for Matthews. Now Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And it brings up 4th down.
whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Another pistol look here. And they'll run it here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Scott Crichton in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Taking it about the 16. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Eagles take possession. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time definitely to give him a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
There's complete to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Let's go!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here.
Hey, pull down. Here we go now. Big 99 Philly, here we go. No. Check. Patriots.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now Wentz on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little, and when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it'll be first down Bears.
That's what I love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Nigel Bradham brings him down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
From midfield, here's Bortles. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Seven yards remain now on third down. Throwing his Bortles on third down. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. Well, third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have the football at the 20-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get three. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And Matthews has it right side. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Wentz now on first down. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right.
All right, here we go. Leopard! Detroit!
Wentz to throw on second down. And he's going to be intercepted. Down the numbers. There he goes. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick 6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
It's good, and it's 21-10. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Give him 27 yards that time. And it'll be a Philadelphia first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
All right, here we go. Blue, landing. Watch it now, Barney.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
Now let's go. 3-19. No. Check. Patriot.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Check. Patriot. Green, 39.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
56. Now let's go. 3-9. Now look at 56.
On third and long, it's Wentz. And he comes back with one complete. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
Over. Hurry up, here we go. Detroit.
Throwing on first is Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Detroit. No. Check. Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary.
And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Leonard Floyd in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. And his kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And on the ground they go with a running back. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
On the left side, a catch by White. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And this offense is going to take over at their own 20-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down.
Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Leopard.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Back to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Wentz got to have this one. And Humphrey is it in. That one good for 21 yards. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. And now they're in the hurry up. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. He's back to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, Everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50.
And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Here we go now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Surveying the field. Now a desperate. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Chicago, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Philly.